Hello, America.
Oh, beautiful people. Beautiful people. Hello.
Hello, USA.
Hello. Girls, I don't know what I'm going to do when I come. Hello, Africa.
Hello, hello.
Guys, I'm very excited to be here. I love poetry. Right next to me is Uganda's leading poetry guru, Nunu. And we've put the poetry night in her house. This is her home. All the beauty you see, she's not only poetic, she's also stylish. She makes jewelry. This necklace is from her. So I'm like, make my Ashley lots of nice jewelry. And she said yes. I pray that everybody has a copy of Poetic Tales of a Beauty Queen. Every time I look at this book, I'm very sorry, I get very emotional. I might even end up crying. And my eyelashes will drop and my makeup will run. Because you know how we do it these days, nothing is natural. Thank God today I didn't put eyelashes. So I have the liberty to cry. Every time I look at this book, number one, I think about there's a living God up there. I had an opportunity to live in Long Island, Melville. And Ashley and Denise were my neighbors. Denise loved me to the moon and back. And then she made her children love me. So I have a family in the United States. Uganda, bye-bye. So I really have a family in the United States. So one time, Denise like, my daughter is Miss New Jersey. I'm like, what? Your daughter is a beauty queen? Then I'm like, you know what, Denise? You have loved on me. You have blessed me all the way. I'm from Africa, but I have a little brain and I'm a business incubator. Can you trust me with your daughter's brand? Of course, what could come out of Africa? Everybody would have thought Denise's cuckoo's in the head or Ashley's cuckoo's in the head. What could possibly come out of Africa more than everything they have in America? But these beautiful souls loved me, believed in me, and trusted me with their brand. Today, we are Miss Global Uganda, and we're going for the crown. We will be Miss Global International. That I assure you. Today, we have a foundation, the Ashley Watson Foundation. We have done food drives. Tomorrow, we have a big event here to keep a girl child in school by fighting period poverty. We have so much, I can't even tell you. When we had the lockdown in Uganda, Ashley and Denise got into their pockets, clap for them, and looked for single mothers that could not even feed their children in the slums of Kamoja. Listen, with the little they have, they always empower the communities. I have never seen a more deserving beauty queen than my Ashley. And most of all, when I met Denise and Ashley and we're taking wine, I hope everybody has a glass of wine tonight. I have mine, but it's no wine. I won't tell you. It's called Uganda wine right now. So when Ashley and Denise were sipping wine in their home, because we party hard, Ugandans, we're the Las Vegas of Africa. So when Ashley and Denise and me were drinking wine at home, I'm talking to Ashley. So Ashley, most beauty queens have talents. Ashley had a very weird talent. She's like, oh, it's not dancing, it's not jumping, it's poetry. I'm like, huh? No, that's the truth. My sister here always calls me Fuad. I am happy get raw and whatever. But poetry, who's going here? You don't understand. Yeah, if you're not a poet, you don't understand. So I'm like, huh? She's like, yeah. Can I show you my poems? You people, me, the non-poet, I read Ashley's poems and my mind was blown. And that day, I told her, my little Ashley, I'm a stranger from Africa, but we're gonna make a poetry book out of these poems. Today, we are not just dreaming, it's a reality. Now, I have two male poets from Uganda. I have two male poets from USA. Denise and the poets from USA. But I want to tell you, without shame or favor, these are Uganda's leading poets. Unbeatable, blockbuster, the Beyonce of poetry, the operas of poetry in our country. That's how huge today is to me. So Ashley, Denise, God has blessed you with Uganda's leading poet.
Yes.
Tonight. Anybody who just joined via Zoom, you might not understand what I'm talking about, but we're here to inspire you to buy a book. We're here to inspire you to chase your dream. We're here to tell you there's nothing impossible as long as you give your best shot.
Yes. Yes.
From a wine glass, warranty, to reality. Denise, the lesson I get is there's beauty in social capital. There's beauty in loving people. You were so lucky. You loved this African stranger. And here we are today.
Amen.
I tell you, you're not just an ordinary beauty queen. You are one heck of a beauty queen. Brains all the way. You always make me weak. I don't want to cry. My eyelashes might come off. My makeup might run. But listen, I'll cry after this show. Ashley, I'm so proud of you. God was unfair that Denise pushed you, but I held the legs. So I may call you auntie. Let's this.
Yes.
So Denise and Ashley, you were starting. Denise, you have to usher in Ashley. So you're going to talk to people and you're going to usher in Ashley. I'll be your moderator tonight. I might be boring, but I'm very excited. Extremely passionate about everything Ashley Watson. Denise, there you go.
Thank you.
Guys, I want to tell you that although she's my daughter, I have seen her rise from out of the ashes. I've seen her work passionate about what she likes, what she loves, and what she was passionate about. I've seen one girl and one woman called Remy Malay come together and make magic happen. And although this is the first book that she has, she's inspired to write many more. This is something that's dear to us because she is Miss Global Uganda. She has been so saturated with love, so saturated with opportunities from the Ugandans who have embraced us as a family, who has taken us and just given us so much love and opportunity. Tonight is about, of course, we want people to purchase the book, but today is about knowing that dreams can happen, knowing that heights can happen, knowing that whatever you put your mind to, you can achieve. Align yourself up in prayer. Align yourself up with the right people, and anything can happen. Impossibilities become possible. So I am honored that she is my daughter. I am honored that I know Nunu, I know Remy. I have a beautiful team in Uganda. I have love overflowing in America from friends and family that has came aboard and has helped me with these endeavors. I am so honored to be here today. I am so honored to have Ugandans love me like they love me, love my daughter like they love me. So without any more conversation, I want to introduce to you guys Miss Global Uganda, Miss Tales of a Beauty Queen, the Black Powerhouse, Ashley Watson.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We're so happy to have you guys, and we're ready for a good morning/evening to celebrate a beautiful cause, to celebrate poetry, to celebrate life, to celebrate love. As many of you know, it's Black History Month. Valentine's Day just passed, and we just wanted to do something, powerful and get everyone together. So thank you guys for always supporting. And we're in for a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Ashley, tell this.
Yes.
Because there's so many people out there, besides just the book and the poetry we're doing tonight, I want you to explain the impossibility of the possibility of what the book is, of how you had never imagined. But when you put your mind to it, it happened. Because I want a listener out there. I want somebody who logged in tonight. I want people who don't understand poetry and the power behind poetry. Because actually, I know the power behind your poetry and how much it has helped you. If I communicated it on your behalf, no one would understand. But I would love for people to understand the power behind poetry and how much it helped you and how this impossible dream came to life. Because people have a lot of impossible dreams and they are worried they can never come to life, but impossible dreams come to life. Ashley, back at you.
Yeah, so I never thought that my writing would see the day of light. I literally go into my phone and I just start writing about how I'm feeling or what's going on in the world. And then they're basically freestyle. So freestyle is just literally me just writing. Anything that pops in my head, I write. And I tell a story. I tell my story, my side of the story. So I probably have hundreds, thousands of poems in the archives in my phone. So when I met Remy Malay, and I introduced her to my poetry, not thinking that she'd like it or maybe it's mediocre to her, or I didn't even know what she would think. So when she resonated with a particular poem titled Black Girl, it brought tears to her eyes. And that's kind of what poetry does. That's kind of what songs do for you. That's kind of what music does for you. It takes an emotion and it puts it out there for everyone to see, like the things that you may be scared to speak about or stories that you've been through. It puts it in such a beautiful way. So that's why poetry is extremely special. And I'm just one girl, and I created this book for people all over to read, and I've gotten such good feedback via social media. And it's just amazing that you can tell your story and it could touch someone else. I write about what I feel. I write about things that I've been through firsthand. And it's amazing that this is like brought to life. I mean, I write in my phone and I didn't think anyone in the world would like it. I didn't think it would resonate with anyone. It was just something therapeutic for me. And the fact that it can be like something so tiny or something that I feel is insignificant, and people can reach out to me and be like, oh, your poem Hand Me Down Sweater, it made me confident, or Wherever You Are is such a sweet poem, or I like this story, We Chose Happiness, and everyone's kind of like picking their favorite, or I resonated with that. It's just a beautiful feeling. So of course, if I can do it, you can do it. And that's kind of like my slogan. I come from humble beginnings. So to chase your dreams, you kind of just need God and you need faith in yourself. And that's just what this is what tonight and this morning is about. So I'm very appreciative of everyone and journey.
So Remy,
Yeah.
as we embark on this journey, it's also important to know that um, experiences change us.
Yeah.
Experiences groom us.
Yeah.
As a young girl growing up, Ashley was bullied. She was ostracized.
Mhm.
Um, there were things that were embedded in her soul, and she had to learn how to become her own best friend. And when you
Yeah.
learn how to love yourself from within, you become a different person. And when you align yourself with the creator, when you align yourself and you know that there's no other alternative but prayer, when you know that there's no other alternative in life but to learn how to love yourself, to be your own best friend. And I've seen the girl metamorphose into being bullied in school, being ostracized, struggling going to work jobs to get an education, dealing with mental issues, dealing with emotional issues. Um, she has transformed and she has taken that pain that resonated inward and made it an outward success. Uh, Tales of a Beauty Queen is just not about poetry. It's about a young girl who has been through some changes, have been through some mishaps in life, and she used her writing. She used that to express who she was. She used that to be able to even wake up the next day to make it to the next challenge. So this book is not just about a beauty queen and her words. Is about what has happened within her, what has made her become the woman that she is today, the the success story that she's embarking on. I don't think it's by chance that we are in this stage that we're in. I know that it's a divine entity. There's a divine creator who aligns things up at the appropriate hour. So this situation has taken on its own meaning because she has been diligent to what she believed in. No matter who turned their back on her, no matter how many tears she cried at night, no matter how much she had to help her brother who were going through mental challenges, her grandmother who was leaving the planet, disappointments, failures, people backstabbing, turning their back on her. She stayed true to her prayers. She stayed true to who she believed in. And this is a residual of you don't have to have money. You don't have to have connection. You just have to have a vision and allow yourself to let that vision carry you to another height. So the Tales of a Beauty Queen is a declaration of her independence, a declaration of her mental and emotional instability that became stable. It's a declaration of there is nothing on this planet that's impossible when you imagine the possibilities. So I want everyone to understand that this is grander than just poetry. This is bigger than just uh, a beauty queen. She had hundreds and hundreds of people went for the title of Miss Global Uganda. Tons of people went for the title, but she was awarded and afforded that title because of who she is, her passion and her love for women, her passion and her love for the underdog, her passion and her love to continue to help people who are misfortunate or less fortunate than she reach one. So Ashley Watson Foundation emerged from the ashes of the desire within to know that God, you have blessed me. You have cultivated me. You have elevated me to another level. And so because you have done this for me, I will continue your journey and I will continue to do and be obedient to your will and to what you are. So it's not by chance that we met Remy Malay. It's not by chance that we met Nunu. It's all a part of God's plan. It's all a part of the directive of elevation and cultivation. So this journey hasn't been easy. It's been hard on the heart. It's been hard on the pocketbook. It's been hard on the brain. It's been sleepless nights. It's been not understanding where it's going to come from. It's been faith that's been tried and tested. It has been a journey. So that's something that I want people to also understand, that when you see Ashley Watson doing things on social media, when you see us being aligned with the right places and the right people, understand that it's a divine plan, and understand that it's a mission, and it's a burning mission within us to continue to do what we were designed to do on this planet called Earth. So back to you, Remy.
So Denise,
yes, Remy.
I went to high school with
yes.
Nunu. She was the most beautiful school in a person in the school was called Nabisunsa Girls School. Yeah, I love to say it because it's the poshest school in this country. The Harvard of Uganda.
What did you say?
Nabisunsa Girls School, where we went with Nunu, is the Harvard of Uganda. I know people are going to kill me, but I'm okay. It was a posh school. But Nunu was always that person. I mean, she taught me empowerment. That's the moral of my story today. Nunu was loved by everybody. Nobody hated Nunu, and everybody was blessed. And we're young kids. But up to now, everything she does empowers the community. Everything she does, and so I'm grateful that she's consistent. Like I'm seriously very grateful. You understand the word consistency? And then Denise and Ashley have the same spirit. So what I'm looking at tonight is God is not confused. He made sure that people who have the same spirit meet up. When you say poetry in Uganda, even the president of poetry in Uganda will not be the one they call the president of Poetry Association. They won't call him. They'll call Nunu first before him. I met the greatest poets in this country through Nunu. So in Uganda, I think the word poem should be called Nunu.
It's not to that.
But when Nunu read Ashley's book, you can see the review, guys who have the book over there.
We will do that.
Book, you better buy. The review is reading Nunu's review. Okay, listen. Denise will read us Nunu's review on Ashley's poem, but not now. She's going to read it now after me.
Okay.
And she's going to give us the first poet from Uganda. Now I'm giving you the program for tonight. Now we're going to have a poet, a male. It was a male poetry night, but there's no man without women. So 2 male poets from USA, 2 male poets from Uganda. Then 2 girls, that's Ashley and Denise, reading from the US. I don't know if Denise has another girl there, but in Uganda we have just the 2 of us, Nunu and me. I'm doing the last poem in the book. She's doing Tired. The Ugandan poets are doing poems that work in the rhyme and analysis of what Ashley wrote. So they're the entertainment of tonight.
Remy?
Yes?
I'm so glad that you told me that you were doing Tired, because I just learned that Jason was going to read that, and that was one of his favorites. And then you are the second person to confirm on this call.
No, chose Tired. She can choose another, or she should do Tired.
No, I'm still doing
No. I already chose the other one I already chose the other one. But I'm just saying, it's just confirmation that that's really a good poem. Because this is the 3rd time that I've heard it spoken in conversation. I was like, wow, I said, everyone seems to be on the same page tonight.
It's got a day.
Yeah.
But from Nunu's perspective, when she told me she's doing Tired, I'm like, what if somebody's doing Tired? She's like, no. In poetry, we have different, tell them.
We have different flows, we have different intonations, we have different emotions connected to the different poems that we read. So if Jason is still going to do Tired,
both of you do Tired.
The way he's going to bring it out is way different from the way I'm going to bring it out, because I'm basing it on my own personal journey. So, yeah.
We're gonna do Tired. It's going to show you what. No, we have to do Tired. Jason has to do Tired.
Let's do Tired.
It's a miracle from God, because it shows the difference between poetry and other entertainment, isn't it? So right. Jason is doing Tired, Nunu's doing Tired. Okay.
Yes. We'll both do Tired.
Do you have anybody else doing something else?
Denise is doing something, Ashley is reading something.
And I'm reading We Choose Happiness.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. That really spoke to me. Considering this last week I've been through, it really spoke to me.
Fantastic. So now now everything is well. I have a poet here, a female poet, but she's also the photographer and whatever. She's so good. I wish I could fix her in towards the end. But listen, in Uganda, 2 women, 2 men. In America, 2 women, 2 men. However, it's men's night out. It's a men's poetry night out.
Come on, we finally get a day.
America is starting. Denise choose who is starting. And then after Denise chooses who's starting, we're going to get Isabrie in Uganda who will do next. And then the flow is going to go on. I love you, but Jesus loves you more.
I want the first person to do their poem first, Jason. And the reason why I want Jason to do his poem first is because Jason has been anxiously waiting and anxiously ready. And Jason is Ashley's cousin. And Jason and Ashley are collaborating on so many things. And I just want Jason to go first. I hope all my family tuned in, Jason.
I hope everyone is having a great day, great night. I'm super excited to chime in on how I feel about Ashley and her book and all her endeavors. I want to start off by saying that I think this book is beautiful. Shared by a beautiful person with a beautiful soul. Me personally, I love creativity. I love realness. These poems embodies both. This book gives an up-close and personal account of who Ashley is, and it helps us understand why she's such a well-rounded and amazing person, right? She gives one of my favorite Bible verses in the acknowledgments of this book, Philippians 4:13. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That resonates with me because I believe that. It gives me strength and courage to keep pushing, just like the book. I would like to say to Ashley, great job, and keep going with the amazing gifts you're presenting to the world. People are watching, and you are definitely making a difference. The poem that I chose, guys, is Tired. It's short, but it's powerful.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been fighting, shaking these past energies off me. It's a struggle being the beauty and the beast. In the midst of all this uncertainty, I know I can manifest. I know I am blessed. I have the universe in the palm of my hands. I have God at my request. In my worst, I am still my best. So why fret? These past few years, guys, have been a challenge. When you bundle the pandemic with life, relationships, career inequality, and all the pressures of the world, it can make for a very challenging push to find stability and happiness. Now, I believe that in this moment, some people persevered, but for the majority of us, we have endured the worst. In the midst of the worst, though, we have found strength to carry on against all odds and where hope seemed intangible. For me, my strength comes from God. My ability to keep pushing and fighting, all from my God.
Amen.
Again, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So as the poem states, why fret? Why fret? So in conclusion, I can relate to this poem because it's about finding strength and it's about overcoming. And so I say to Ashley, great job. And this poem and your book really touched me and has inspired me to move forward.
Thank you, Jason. Amen.
Thank you, Jason. I can do all things.
You're welcome.
Right. Who strengthens me. Jason, like Nunu says, you're not only handsome, but brilliant and a beautiful soul. And now I understand poet better. When another poet shows you the revelation they get, it's like the Bible, you know. In poetry, you get different revelation when you read it. I want to assure you, the first time I read Ashley's poems, they were rough cut. But my mind was blown. I'm like, Ashley, we have to make a book. We have to make sure the world, she thought I'm lying. But Ashley, I hope today you trust me. Ashley, do you trust Auntie Rami's words that night? Because she was like, really?
Yes.
You know how humble she is.
I do.
Okay. Maybe she thought because I'm the auntie, I'm just being. But do you see how people are taken to it like I was? The message says we're brilliant. You are brilliant. And Jason, thank you. Now we're going to go. You know you got the worst moderator tonight. First of all, I talk too much. But you have to entertain. I am an excited auntie. You understand?
We talk too much.
Forget business incubation, forget whatever. I'm an excited, happy, proud auntie. So you've got to tolerate me tonight. So we're going to receive it here. Uganda's little boy. You introduce yourself because I might not do justice.
I've known Mitch for more than 5 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while, and he blows my mind because while poetry is a very English, what would you call it?
Western.
A very Western
Yes.
cultured thing. For us, poetry in Uganda specifically is from folktale.
Yes.
Yeah? And so rhythm and poetry in Uganda is deeply engraved in our different cultures in Uganda. We have over 52 tribes, and all these different tribes have spaces where the elders would sit around a bonfire and talk to their kids, their grandkids, and tell them stories. Personally, I come from, part of my culture is from Western Uganda, which is Ankole, and we have what they call a bivugo, hence where the word kwivuga came from. And your grandfather or your uncle would sit and say and rap, basically.
For us, it's called bisoko, nengero.
Nengero, Muluganda in Uganda. So they would sit and then they would rap, basically. And it was really fast. I can't do it so well, but this is how it sounds at the back. I'm just going to say it in my language. They would say, for example, hey! So everyone would respond like, hey! Then he comes back and says, interpret
in English, right? You did right. I understand. No. Interpret for them so they understand these English people.
Okay. No, I'm just saying how it would flow. Like how it would flow.
Interpret that little so they understand.
Okay, so basically this guy would, for example, say, my name is so-and-so, I come from this tribe, this is my totem, and this is the culture that we do. We graze cattle, and from grazing cattle, we go to the farm, and then we dig, and after digging, then we go and fetch water, and after fetching water, we go and help the kids read, I don't know, it would just flow. He would tell you a story.
But very fast.
And then he would actually even tell you like your lineage, you know, and say, I am a grandchild of so-and-so, my great-great-great-grandfather was so-and-so, and da-da-da-da. So you'd know your lineage based on the folktale, yeah?
The poetry.
Which was poetry. So anyway, so for us in Africa, specifically Uganda, poetry is deeply rooted in our culture.
Yes.
So somebody like Mitch, who comes from? Ginger. Yeah,
the Basoga.
He's a Masoga. Now, what I loved about Mitch, he would speak poetry in his language. Now that was fantastic, you know. So while he can do that, he speaks also in Luganda, which is another local dialect in Uganda. So he's very relatable to everybody, you know. So it takes away English. Yeah, it takes away from everybody thinking our poetry is just an English thing. You know, people just speak in English. You have to be educated to understand poetry. It now transcends into, I can actually understand poetry from somebody from where I come from whichever culture or tribe that you come from. So that's why I really appreciate
even race. Now we're doing race.
And even now race, because now look at us. You know, we're in Uganda, you're in America.
And I'm white.
Wow.
And you're black.
Anyway, so that's why I appreciate Mitch. And yeah, let's listen to what he has to say. Thank you.
First of all, I especially shout out to Ashley. Yeah, I had a brief, like I read briefly through the book, but it's amazing. Yeah, and given the piece, because I took some time off to also try to write a piece with under the same theme. Yeah, and I was inspired by Miriam Makeba, so the piece is called Malaika. Yeah, so Malaika is a Swahili word that stands for angel. I know my voice is bad, but yeah, it has somewhere where I sing. Yeah, like I get a hook from Miriam Makeba's song Malaika. Yeah, so here it goes. Malaika, nakupenda malaika, malaika, nakupenda malaika. Ningekuoa maliwe, ningekuoa dada.
Amen.
Nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. They say heavy is the head that wears the crown. Don't let that weight pull you down. Beauty comes in different shapes and sizes, could be black or ebony, carved to the straight like mahogany, light-skinned in Abyssinia, to Bahel Gazelle where melanin is concentrated. I can gaze in phases, beauty beyond imagination, ornaments to body mark, blessed with heterogeneity spiritually, beyond superficial and sensuality. With society so myopic, beauty surely doesn't lie in the eyes of the beholder. Behold, those beautiful lies, sweet souls like honey, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Malaika, nakupenda malaika, ningekuoa maliwe, ningekuoa dada, nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. They say heavy is the head that wears the crown. Don't let the hate wear you down. I speak from the soul, I speak of souls, a place regarded dark as the solar eclipse, endowed to the widowed, and this is symbolic. You could be labeled. Always remember you come from a long line of women soldiers, the Dahomey Amazons. Spread your wings out, you can soar the horizons. You could choose to make up if your mind is made up, as long as melanin is the foundation. Mentally walk, it raises the stake up. Moses at the Red Sea, through the pain, still call you in a vein, plowing in the plains. We rise by uplifting others. A queen taking down another queen, that's a drag queen. You don't pull them down, hold them accountable. When you see them drown, reassure them you can be their Miriam Makeba. Just stand to your neighbor and speak to their soul. Malaika, nakupenda malaika, ningekuoa maliwe, ningekuoa dada, nashindwa na mali sina we, ningekuoa malaika. They say heavy is the head that wears the crown. Beauty has never been an overload. The paintings of Esther Mulangu, diversity creates animosity, flaunt that body. When did art become an insecurity? Purity, we could stare at ease. Don't let nobody trash talk makeup. This has been passed on. Red oat body paint, the Otzi, the Munsi, Sarah and Suma. From way back, beauty has been enhanced, embraced, sensational, magisterial. African beats around the waist, more than ornamental. It's sacramental. Always remember, you're NG Gambadi, a queen so formidable. If someone asks you if you are a queen, look square in their eyes. On top of your voice, Sauti and Kelele. You are a Jelian Bekele, one step at a time. Take those strides. You are the next GDN. Now, let me see those fists up. If you are Yeah. So, then,
You've done a good job.
now,
Oh, thank
this,
you.
this,
Thank you.
yeah, you're
He's
welcome.
giving you another one.
Now this other piece, I wrote it some time back. Yeah. When the former Winnie Madikizela Mandela, when she died, yeah, I was just to write, but when I read through, because it tells of a beauty queen and we're celebrating its
Beauty queen.
yes, and Black history, so it's called Madikizela. Yeah, it's just a story of Winnie Mandela. Yeah, so you can, even under immense scrutiny, she had to lead an intense mutiny.
I'm gonna cry.
At the time when apartheid was the main situation period, in absence of her husband, she had to deal with her man's situation period, and it became part of her for the next 27 years, like menstruation period. Had to stand in absence of her husband, recreating her own story of the famous Queen of Abyssinia. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one we are capable of living. When she spoke, it was so natural, reminded me of the famous batter drums used by the Yoruba warriors because it creates a sense of belonging. A great orator. She was a reciprocal of the famous Greek Pericles. Maybe it could be referred to as the period of Madikizela. Linde lendele eshihemba hayo. The road we have embarked on is a long one. Family, torture, criticism. She exhibited the strongest of immunity that would turn out to be the symbol of the oppressed community. She defied the rules of nature, pride and prejudice. The Jane Austen of our time, the South African version of Hatshepsut. A true depiction of Kachubai Mohandas Gandhi, Nomzano, she who keeps trying. Magisterial, she outdid herself. Magisterial had deluded everybody. There is more than the William Tell. Apartheid does not happen spontaneously like bad weather conditions. Jonathan Kazol. I think Madikizela same never happened spontaneously. A victim of circumstances. This is what she was meant to do. This is what she was meant to do. This is what she was supposed to do. It was more than just her status being emancipated. It was more than the fight which she and her man participated. Her afro hair was an easily distinguishable physical expression of Black pride and the rejection of society norms. It was more than that. A young girl, a goddess, caught the attention of a lawyer. She had men staring at her in marginal returns, but actually became one of Africa's greatest business plans and investments because everyone on the Black continent is getting interest. Miriam Makeba, Huma Sekala, Letambul, all of them exiled, never blended, stood out, the greatest daughter of the continent, the mother of the continent, a true definition of an African woman. The time she spent in solitary confinement, on any ordinary woman, it would be a period of deflection, neglection, but for Nomzano, it was a period of self-reflection. Behind every successful man lies a woman who wants to claim his success. She achieved her success. Some are born great, some have greatness thrust upon them. Winnie Mandela achieved greatness. She belongs to that league of extraordinary gentlemen. She was more than the mother, a wife. The resilience, the patience she exhibited is a sign of hope to the world. Upon her demise, she's one of the greatest women in modern day history. Some people sacrifice for the sake of others, while I am a poet, just a witness who lives to say his other side of the story. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Did you experience what I experienced?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Did you feel the brain?
It was so powerful.
I want to hear.
I felt it in my soul.
Give me your
I
feedback.
fought back my tears. I didn't want to start crying. You know I can always feedback.
Yes, give me your feedback.
It resonated my soul. It made me understand how important that was for me to continue my journey. It resonated with my soul. It made me feel proud to be a woman, proud to be Black, understand the struggle and understand the sacrifices. He filtered my soul with hope and joy. He made me go back into the roots of my ancestors, and he made me understand Ain't nothing can stop me. No one can stop me. I'm going to keep on pushing and pulling, rising and going. Brother, you are talented beyond words. I am so honored for you to speak. I am so honored for you to say your words. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I know Derek, you in the background. Derek, tell them how you felt.
I love Denise. She always puts me on the spot. But I think that from a male perspective, especially in the culture and climate that we live in, it just gives you a perspective of just being proud of who you are.
Yes.
And just making sure that you have that inner strength and ability. And we know that strength comes from within. So it just gave me a sense of motivation and proud to be me, unapologetically.
Yes.
Me. Yes. I think that is the two main words. If I could say anything else that describe my perception as well as my passion for what he just said, is that I'm unapologetically me.
The next person that's going to speak is Derek.
Well, good evening, everyone. First of all, let me just say that there are two things that I asked the Lord to be able to do, and he denied me. One, I asked him to play the piano, but I also asked him to teach me the ability to understand the rhyme and the rhythm of poetry. And he denied me twice. One thing that I honestly love about poetry is that it communicates not just a language, it communicates not just an emotion, but it's a rhythm. Valentine's Day is a tradition of mine, a group of my friends. We watched Love Jones. And we were just reminiscing, even watching the movie, on how it was poetry that brought them together, that Renaissance man kind of attitude. So for Ashley to have the ability, especially, poetry tells a story. Poetry speaks to a journey. And when you are bold enough to share your journey and your story and invite other people along for the journey, it's just awesome and profound. So for that, kudos to you for taking that bold step and allowing people to look beyond the makeup, to look beyond the nails, to look beyond all of this and see what's genuinely inside. And I think that's what speaks to me. It was confirmed twice already that tired seemed to be most people's favorite. But I was reading, there was another poem that stuck out to me. And that is, well, I just had it. Here goes. We choose happiness. It says it's a poem about a woman coming to a realization that the best things in life are free and that true love is priceless. This poem takes me to a Saturday morning. It's bright and early before the day starts. A woman, black, beautiful, bold woman who works a professional, educated job, wakes up and she looks to her left at her bold and beautiful and strong black man after he's completed a long, rough day of work and week of work. It takes me to that moment when she wakes up and says, cotton sheets, reminds him that true beauty is what's underneath. So he loves me for me, and I love him for everything he's not. And on those days he can't stand straight in his belief, I praise him and assure him that he's great, as he could do this for sure. My pep talks and my soft tone all remind him that he's not alone. People say money buys you happiness, but I can prove in a million and one ways that it doesn't. Though I pray for lifestyle change, it's okay. I'll remain the same. I'll choose my lover over any riches any day. Be happy with what you have, and you have more than what you think. One thing's for sure, your love is what will keep you through storms and all that's wrong with life. My lover, I thank you. You and I finally got it right. We choose happiness, and that's something my parents never did. My lover, you and I live. Despite what goes on in our world, and it is Black History Month, it is to my belief that the Black man is still at the bottom of the economic totem pole. You know, there is the European man, the European woman, then there's the Black woman, and then finally it is the Black man. And we are in this movement of woman empowerment, and I support it 110%. But I do believe that Black men need to be encouraged as well. We have the weight of the world on our shoulders. We have the weight of life on our shoulders. A lot of us did not have examples of men being in our life. A lot of us are figuring out this journey of being the heads of our homes, the heads of our households, examples to our children, example to our great grandchildren without any help at all. Sometimes we get the brunt end of all of that. They're killing us nonstop on our streets. They're disrespecting us nonstop on our streets. They're treating us like second-class citizens, but it is the strength and the language of a Black woman to build up her man. I was raised in a single parent home. And one thing my mother did was she raised me right, but my mother still could not raise me to be a Black man. She can teach me how to cope with being Black. She can teach me how to deal with being Black. She can show me how to treat a Black beauty queen. And what this poem does, We Choose Happiness, is that some people are searching for riches. Some people want it all, as Alicia Keys would say. She said, listen, I don't want nothing at all if it ain't got you, baby. And that's where this poem sent me, to that attitude that, listen, we could be down and out. We could, have nothing in our refrigerator. Listen, after a long work and stressful week, baby, at the end of the day, it is happiness that defines who we are. It's not the cars that we drive. It's not, the friends that we have. It's not the jobs that we have. It's not none of those external resources that make us look better to the world. But it's what's in here, what's in the heart. Me laying next to you, me waking up next to you is what makes me happy. And listen, y'all can have all of that, but I'm going to choose happiness with my man. And that's where the poem took me. And I appreciate that from a male perspective, that there's still beautiful Black queens out there building and molding and shaping and empowering and educating and equipping Black men like myself to be better Black men. So I appreciate you, and I thank you, Ashley, for reminding me of who I am, that I am a savage, that I'm a boss, I'm a king, because I got beautiful Black women out there just like yourself, encouraging me and building me up. So that's my take on We Choose Happiness.
Here, Denise, Derek, everyone, I just have to interrupt here. I'm so sorry to jump in here like this, but I've known Derek for years and years and years, and I am so overjoyed in this moment because I've watched Derek grow from a child with my own 3 sons as a mother of 3 sons. And I'm thankful to God that my 3 sons have had the benefit of their father.
Yes.
And who's not ashamed of being their father or who's not ashamed of being my husband, and who's not ashamed to encourage other young Black men, and who's not down with the okie doke. Derek knows Tim very well, and he knows that when men tearing other men down, they will lose Tim's participation faster than they can blink an eye, and Derek knows that. And so I am so encouraged by Ashley's poem and by Derek's just reminding me, because when you're a married woman with a Black male who you love and honor, that sometimes you feel like you're out of the loop, that you don't quite fit in those circles. And it's just a truth. When your husband honors you and want to do things with you, and you want to spend time with your husband, simple things like, we're gonna go shoot pool tonight. That's not really honored in many communities, Black communities. We have a lot of upset people, but to know that Ashley says, you know what, I choose that. Ashley, you encourage my heart, sweetheart, and you do all the time. You do every time I come near you.
I love you.
But wonderful. To know that, you know what, I'm with you,
Wonderful
Ashley.
message.
I choose that too. I choose that. We don't have to have a big mansion on the hill, but we have a home full of love, and that everyone know that they're welcome, and we take whoever come our way, and we try to be a blessing. And no, I can't throw you $1 million, but I can throw you 1,000,000 prayers, 1,000,000 blessings, and encouragement to your heart and your journey. And so, Derek, thank you. Ashley, thank you. And I'm just overjoyed.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Kim.
Amen.
Ladies and gents, that was my Kim. She's a very special person to us, and she does amazing things, and we're thankful for her feedback and for her sharing her story about her husband.
Denise and Ashley, you never fail me. The people you bring are exactly what the world needs to know. The message they give is exactly what the world needs to know. Minister Derek, I know tonight is going to be huger than you can imagine, because even after tonight's Zoom, we're going to influence. So you're going to touch a lot of lives. But what you shared tonight, Minister Derek, what you shared tonight is what the world needs to know. Ashley, your book is what the world needs to know. There are very few people who get vulnerable. My baby Ashley, you are vulnerable to empower others. Kim, what you said is what the world needs to know. So now we have had an American, a Ugandan, an American. We're going to have another a Ugandan called Nunu. Blue, blue, blue. She's our host. It's a beautiful house. I really, really wish I gave you a tour of Nunu's house. You don't understand. When it comes to art, when it comes to style, you see, this is a horn of ivory. I don't want to tell. When it comes to style, when it comes to art, when it comes to when it candles, we have two yellow candles, red, pink, green. People, you don't understand.
This is Eva, my girl.
Hi, nice to meet you all.
Technical engineer.
I was not prepared.
I know. Yes. Photographer. Everything.
Website designer.
Everything
DJ.
good. Yes, from Eva. You don't understand. This is Nunu for you. So come back to me.
Come back to the main event.
No, I don't want them to see that flower. And then let them see the sitting room. You don't know. This, my child, is not only poetic, but fashionable. So what is the moral of my story and why I've taken you on this tour? When God blesses us, He's not playing. Ashley, the first day Nunu read your poems, the first day, So no, before you read your poem. No, before you read your poem. I read your review. Janice, I told her to read your review. She refused. She pretended like I didn't say it. No. You look into Ashley Watson's book. There are different reviews. Okay, no. So, her name is Nono Linda Butare. Malera Umuringa. Even the names are yummier than me. So let's start. So this is Nonu's review for Poetic Tales of a Beauty Queen. Anybody listening in? Poetic Tales of a Beauty Queen by Ashley Watson can be considered a spiritual meditation that expresses the bravery of a young lady who managed to overcome her pain and struggles through life and expresses them through poetry to lift people's hearts using literature. That's my no. We're still talking. Her poems revolve around love, and it's true. You better buy the book. Happiness, true. Hope, and our spirituality. That's what the book is about. Her poems are thought-provoking, even me, non-poetic, and provoked, and a beacon of hope to the reader. This is a must-read for every ardent lover of poetry. Let me read for you. You might think I'm blind. She's called Nono Linda Butare Molera Umuringa. Now listen to her titles. Poet, actress, which is true, leading in every area, designer, and writer. Founder, CEO, Quivuga Poetry Platforms. Founder, CEO, Umuringa Creations. Quivuga is the biggest poetry platform in East Africa, and also Umuringa Designs. You see, I'm looking fabulous because she made me pretty. When it comes to jewelry, you can't beat her. But now she's reading Tired for you.
Hi everybody. I'm very honored to be reading from this beautiful book, a poetic tales of a beauty queen. Ashley, I'm very honored and very humbled to be reading from this beautiful book. I chose Tired because I'm tired. I'm very tired because I'm going through so many things in my life right now. I just turned 40, and that journey on its own has been very, very, very many women don't talk about it because it's obvious. You know, you're growing older, you've done this, you've done that. And I'm tired. I'm tired because I thought by 40 there were certain things I should have achieved. I thought by 40 I would be at a certain stage in my life. I thought by 40 I would look some other type of way. Like so many things. But again, the whole COVID situation, you know, really affected the whole world and literally put a pause on everything, my businesses, my relationships. And then it exhausted me emotionally, psychologically, financially, in so many ways. So I am tired. I am still suffering from the side effects of being tired. So I'm still tired. So actually this poem spoke to me. But then in the midst of the storm, Psalms 46:10.
Amen.
Be still and know that I am God. God literally held me and said, no, not today. And so when I say that I'm tired, it's because I've gotten to a point in my life that I'm now tired of what the world
wants me
to be. So I am tired of the nonsense. I am tired of the judgment. I am tired of the expectations because I am free. The type of exhaustion I had before has nothing to do with the type of exhaustion I have now.
Yes.
So, Ashley, this poem speaks to me. Okay, here we go. I have been fighting. Shaking these past energies off me. It's a struggle being the Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
It's a struggle to find me in the midst of all this uncertainty. I know I can manifest.
Great.
I know I am blessed. I have the universe. In the palm of my hands. I have God at my request. Hey, in my worst, I'm still my best. So why fret? Mwah.
Cola. Is it done?
Yes.
Please, Ashley, add on that poem. Ashley, I swear.
Enough.
No, it's not enough. I still want more. It's so beautiful.
It's enough.
Huh?
It's beautiful.
It's
empowering.
beautiful.
It's everything. Thank you, Ashley. I love you. You wrote this for me. You wrote this for so many women out there. You wrote this for so many men out there. Thank you. Psalms 46:10.
Yes.
Be still and know
now.
that I am God.
Open the mics.
And I am God.
Yes.
Listen, guys, did you feel what I felt? I swear to God, I'm a moderator, but sometimes I feel more than even you. But listen, guys, did you feel that poem that I felt? Jason did it. I want cuckoos. Nunu has done it. I'm in heaven.
I originally chose Tired because it speaks to what Nunu, but I originally was going to read Tired, but it goes back to what I was saying initially about we choose happiness and dealing with the struggle of being kissed by the sun. Every time, like I'm 40 years old, and to hear my mother always say, if I'm going to the city, to send a picture of what you have on, let me know that you get there safely, and then if I don't reach out to her, she texts me later on and says, did you get to your destination safely? I'm just like, listen, Mom, I'm gonna be okay. She's like, no, I know you're gonna be okay. She said, but the reality is, that there are people out there who don't like you because you've been kissed by the sun. And she said, I'm just tired of them. Listen, I'm tired of them killing the boy with the Skittles, Trayvon Martin. Tired of killing us for who we are. Tired, we can't even jog without being murdered. We can't even walk in a community with Arizona Eptions without being murdered. And these are names of people that have died in the hands of law enforcement and culture personality. And you get to a point where you're just tired.
Yes.
Tired of having to prove to a people that I am a man.
A human.
Tired of having to prove to people that I'm a human being.
Yes.
Tired of having to prove to a people that I am just as equal as you are.
Yes.
Tired of having to prove to people that I'm not just a statistic. I'm tired of proving to a woman that I'm not like the last man that hurt her. I'm tired of proving to a child that I'm not going to walk out on you like your father did.
Yes.
It gets to a point where you get tired. But what this poem does, it speaks to the essence and makes you examine your tiredness to a point where you want to be moved to action. And that's why I appreciate Tired, because as a black man, I'm tired. As a man of faith, I'm tired. As a black man raising another black man in a Trump America, I'm tired. You know, I'm tired of having to prove love. I'm tired of having to fight. Sometimes you just get tired. But in your tiredness, you find strength, you find love, you find power, and you find sustenance, and you find faith in your fight that helps you move on. So that's how tiredness tugged at me.
Oh, I have to say why I adore Tired as well. And forgive me for becoming emotional. Tired makes me understand who and what my daughter was and is, the struggles that she endured, the pain that resonated her when I could not help her. Tired made me examine all the things that her brother, had endured. Tired of people judging. Tired of people saying the path that she chose is not the path that society says she should be. Tired resonate with me because when you're questioned as a mother, when you're questioned as a provider, when you're left to fend for you and your children by any means necessary, you do things that you want to do and you don't have to do, but you gotta do. Tired just make me realize that the nights that I cried to God, the times that I questioned my daughter, myself, my son, because society says tired made me realize how tired I was of just being tired, how tired I was of allowing other people to generate an emotion or spark a purpose in me that they have no idea of the struggle within. Tired gives me joy. Tired gives me hope. Tired makes me understand that what she has done and what she's being has made her become who she is. So Tired is very strong and powerful when I read it. And of course, most of them, a lot of the poems that she have said, make me see and understand what my daughter has been through as a young woman, as a young girl. It makes me understand her in a light that I never knew before until I read Tired. So Tired is a poem that can reach many, many people on many levels. So that's why Tired is so popular with so many people. Because all of us, black, white, purple, green, but we're talking about our people, we're tired of the stigma. We're tired of the beating, the mental beatings, the emotional beatings, the financial beatings, the inequalities. We're all tired. So Ashley Watson, thank you so much for opening up and sharing Tired.
I think Tired, I'm happy that it resonates with everyone.
I'm here.
Tired was kind of just, I was just tired.
Yes, indeed.
I think that in life there's a balance, and for me, I never really had a balance. I never really felt like, I was that beautiful person. So I always say it's such a balance to find being the or the beast. So thanks, guys. Yeah.
I can proudly say, Uganda is bringing you a jewel. These two poets she brought in this country, they make me feel. They'll blow your mind the way they blow me. So guys, I bring you Jason. Ntaro.
Hello everybody, my name is Jason Ntaro. I am a poet and a storyteller. The first poem that I'm going to do is a poem called 3 years, 2 months and 5 days. It's one of the first poems that I ever wrote and performed, and I hope you enjoy it. Bang, bang, crack, another broken bone, broken back, broken heart, and broken soul. But that pain is bearable when you're in love, or so she was told. You see, she believed someday he would change, but change don't come as soon as she expects it. And yet she stands strong and hangs on, even when fist meets cheek. And now hues of red, black, and blue fill her eyes, and those petals for lips that he once said he adored now tell stories of gore. And now 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days. 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days. 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days, and things are still the same. Only today he comes home with a different smell. You see, he was used to the usual smell of booze and spit, but this time he stunk of Jezebel juice and shit. And she just could not contain it. She just could not contain it. You can hit me, rape me, and break my bones, but never ever bring another woman into my home, she says. You can hit me, rape me, and break my bones, but never ever bring another woman into my home, she says. And now 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days, and those were her last words. So that's the first poem. It's called 3 years, 2 months, and 5 days. The next poem that I'm going to do, it was while this conversation was going on the lack of identity. I thought this should be a poem that I should recite. It's called She Cries. The birth of the Kalashnikov did not give birth to war. Do not be fooled. Neither did the uprisings of the protesters marching change any verdicts for any trials. We are not in control. Be gone with your Greek mythology, all your maths, your physics, and biology, because I want to know about me, about my history, about the wars, the magi-magi, the mystery, the magi-magi and the mystery, and all of these things that come with me. But then where have we gone? Where have we gone long? Where have we lost our stories? Where have we lost our stories? And now our stories now they walk back to the past lost ghost of self, and we try to seek for ourselves in a foreign land, taking on new vices and virtues. We choose to desert you because with you, we constantly seem to get lost. And so now we embrace new vices and virtues. We choose to desert you because with you, we constantly seem to lose. So now we take on your vices and virtues. We choose to desert you because with you, we constantly seem to lose. Yes. Bring back the time when cultural pride was at the front time. When being us was actually me. When being African actually meant being free. But who are we now and what have we become? Slaves to the ink and staved paper? Seeking loans from those that we do for favors? Africa cries, she bleeds, she pleads, she pleads, she pleads, she pleads, she pleads, and we tear and we rip her wide open with our short-sighted needs. We stab and we spit, we dig and we shit, and she pleads, and she pleads, and she pleads, and she pleads, please, please, please let me breathe. We are the breath of this soil. We need to pick up our tools and sweat and toil. Africa calls. Do you hear? Thank you. Woo! And that is it for me. I'm Jason Intaro. I'm a poet, storyteller, and I also work with children. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.
Give me your reviews.
The first one really took me back to a conversation I was having just a week ago. How when you look at so many famous women and the struggles, and you see how they do great things, but then when you look into their life, you see the abuse, the abuse that they suffered at the hands of the men that they loved and that they were committed to, and how many of them endured physical and the psychological and the emotional strain and abuse. And the one factor that made most of those women leave was when they felt cheated on.
Yes.
When they felt that that man had given their heart to another woman, that was the straw that broke the camel back. Not the assault, not the degradation in the words and how they tore them down as humans with their talents, with their capacities to do great things. It was that another woman, they thought that he gave his heart to another woman, and that made them go. So I just love the way he captured historical and current and futuristic situations that ladies find themselves in, and hope and pray that any woman suffering abuse hear that and understand that, you know what, he didn't give his heart to another woman. You never had his heart, because if he loved you, he could never hurt you, physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally. And so for that, I thank you for the poem, because I think it's just absolutely amazing. Thank you.
So Denise, let's do your poem tonight.
The poem that resonated with me did not make it into Ashley's book. However, when I read, she had hundreds of poems that she wrote. And when we start talking about Black history and different things of women and men, this poem is what struck me the most or resonated with me. And it goes, I am who I am. I am who I am. I am a woman. I am powerful. I am strong. I am who I am. I am a creature created by God, washed in his blood, saved because of him. I am who I am. I am melanin all over my skin. My melanin rise. I am a Black woman. I am here to stay, to slay, to debunk those myths about what I am and who I am and what I can and what I cannot do. I am a Black woman, forever now changed. That did not make it in her first book. It would probably make it in her second book, but I loved that part because it made me proud to be who I am. So that is one of the things that really, really touched me. But in her book, she wrote a poem called Hand Me Down Sweater. And it says, I've been feeling blue just like the sky since the day you left, and I'm left to wonder why. I pull and tug on my sweater, my hand-me-down sweater, as I adjust to the new me. Missing you come in waves. I am at the stage where I should have my stuff together, where I should have me all figured out, but my mind full of doubt. As I hum, tick-tock, as I glance at the clock, we used to stare at together. The paint on the walls is still dull. My teddy bear is still bare on my dresser. That fragile little necklace I kept since 1992 is still there. Nothing new except you being gone, and these walls screaming, save her, save her. They need something to do. They miss protecting us. They miss turning aside. Every time we intertwine, you and I were a compelling duo. What a window without light hitting on its quiet afternoon. The dust around the rims you used to use to wipe off hasn't been clean since hasn't been clean. I bet it wonders when you'll be back again. I should be brave these days, or should I really be? I'm anxiously tuck my hair behind my ears like the first day of kindergarten. It's a moving towards always come with a price. Moving onward towards this, a woman who not a kid anymore. I stay tucked yesterday. Maybe I stayed there long. Brother said I was wise when I was 5. See, that boy I liked didn't know how to tie his shoes. I like I did. He couldn't stand firm. I said he was silly, and I didn't love him more than I loved me. My best friend said, I'm strong. when my first I am strong, when I put myself second. So I put on the infamous hand-me-down sweater and I went dancing. I had every guy smitten in the room. I told her it's true, my heart's a little bruised, but the sounds of the music, the feeling in the drink, the strangers singing along with me made me. As I look back, 365 days times 25, life moved fast. All the memories, all the tears, all the laughs, all the times I spent with people who are no longer here. It is the crystal clear to me now how precious living truly is. I no longer worry about being blue. The sky is beautiful hue. It's okay with these emotions. There were millions and one feeling heightened as I wonder why. I felt a ton, and you felt nothing. Some answers will never know. Some lovers come just to leave. Always stay intact no matter who it is. Glued to you, never be too attached. Life is always revolving. Just like my hand me down sweater, I plan to be here forever. If you ever want to know once and for all how I really feel, find me right in the middle of your thoughts, in the midst of our fondest memories, right by the dusky window. As the light hits it, I'll be there in the middle of nowhere. It is in that tiny, insignificant apartment. I'll always be there. I always be where I am wanted, in my element. So if I come by, that's fine. If I change your mind, that's fine too. I'll always be me, regardless of you. No matter the day, anytime you knock, you'll always get exactly who I am. A grounded woman who's learned pain, but always remain herself. A woman who doesn't waver, even when she's tempted to. You'll always get me, no matter what you choose to do. So take care, my love. There's more to life than wanting you. So Ashley wrote that poem when she was 25. And when she was at a crossroad of her life. And she would always put on her hand-me-down sweater to engulf herself, to give her warmth and happiness. So for me, hand-me-down sweater is a reflection of who and what struggle she's been through and how she endured and how she came out realizing that at the end of the day, when all is said and done, what really matters is she. That's why I read hand-me-down sweater.
Yeah. Because for me, every time a poem is done, my nerves go perambulating. I'm very excited, but I want to hear. Is there anybody who's been touched by hand-me-down sweater? Denise did it. Jason, do you have something to say?
I have a few things to say.
Yes. Okay, say everything.
I like the symbolism in the poetry.
Yes.
The symbolism of tucking the hair behind the ear, and then there are very many different things that I talked about. Then is how you love him more than you love yourself.
I know it's a problem.
It now also now paints that picture of how we decide to now put ourselves in someone else's position, and try to save them from something, or I don't even know how to explain it.
I think you're gonna love them more than but they never do it back.
But it doesn't come back. Yeah, so it becomes like a whole different. Also the intonation and how the pronunciation and everything that's going within the different ways of how they're bringing out the poetry, and how they're bringing out the essence and also the emotion of what's coming in. It felt very raw.
Yeah.
It felt really, really raw at some point where you can feel it within yourself. And I felt like this is something that I
and that's the mother's poet. I mean, the mother of the poet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jason.
A hand-me-down sweater is something that's passed down, maybe from a friend, maybe from a parent. It's a second-hand clothing. So hand-me-down sweater is about your morals, my morals being passed down from another generation. So when the girl puts on her hand-me-down sweater, that's when she's reminded of who she is. So it takes you through a journey of didn't know how to tie a shoe. So she thought he was silly. So she didn't love him more than she loved herself. Journey through a young woman falling in love, or when her first love put her second. So she went back to who she was, and she put on that infamous sweater and she went dancing. And she realized that as through her life and love, that if she stays grounded, to her beliefs that was passed down from her from previous generations, that she will be okay. So that's kind of the concept of hand-me-down sweater. And the whole theme of Poetic Queen is pretty much going through life's journey and coming back to yourself. So I think that resonated with you. And in the poem, just describing the room is just like a fancy way of painting a picture to the audience. So yeah, that's Hand-Me-Down Sweater.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for that.
My name is Remy Malad. I'm a writer. I'm a business incubator. I'm a mentor, an executive coach, a business trainer. I run a foundation in women and youth empowerment called Women of Valor Foundation. I use mentorship, executive coaching, business training, and motivational talks. That's how my beautiful Ashley ended up with me. I run an events and PR farm. My biggest dream is to see that people who have dreams bring their dreams to life. So by business incubation, I mean I'm like that chicken that sits on the egg. The egg is your dream. I'm the chicken that sits on your egg. Okay. You're not business incubation. And guess what? I have a 98% rate of success. I'm in a very powerful neighborhood, don't worry. So one time, when my little girl was doing her book, and her photos, her beautiful, beautiful photos went onto the social media. Do you understand cyberbullying? People started cyberbullying my Ashley. Are you Indian? Are you American? Are you Uganda? Like, she did not belong anywhere. So between me and Ashley, after that experience, we birthed Who Am I? To just explain to the people who don't understand my Ashley, or who don't understand Remy, or who don't understand you, who don't understand the people here. Who am I? You know people can stereotype us. You know people can think ill of us. There's racism, there's xenophobia, there's colorism. Okay, racism, I understand, age old. Xenophobia, idiot fools. They don't want us to come into their country. But colorism, you are more yellow than I am. Bullshit. Is that supposed to be said in national media? But what the flip, okay, I won't say fuck. What the flip is colorism. You're yellow and black? Are you funny? You're black. Colorism. And then there's another one I can't say. Ageism. So you think I'll be little forever? Very funny. Ageism, colorism are the most myopic, ignorant, anti-human things that I've ever seen. Then we hear racism. Racism. I've seen ignorance in my life. Some of your white people have never even left their own state where they stay. Sorry, yo. I've been around the world. They've never left their state and they think they're better than me. I'm a global influencer. I just happen to be a black global influencer. Like, listen to me. Do not be caught being racist. Do not be caught going for colorism. Well, don't be caught in those. Xenophobia, please don't be caught. The reason I'm so excited tonight, my Black American family, Denise and Ashley, did not even think that they just saw a human being who they can love. Do you understand? That's why we're here today. I want to mandate tonight. Get the color out of your eyes. Get the rest out of your eyes. Get everything that the community has stereotyped into your head and just love one another. So when I read for you, who am I? People thought Ashley is Indian. Like seriously, I'm not flying to tell you. Others Black American, others is Ugandan, others, they could never place her anywhere. So this is why I love this poem. Let's start. Americans call me black. Africans call me white. Xenophobes call me Egyptian. Cyberbullies call me a racial sham. They think she's conning them. Who am I? Can they hear me? Who am I? Let's go. I am a beautiful black queen, Ashley Watson. Born and raised in the United States. A descendant of a slave. A Ugandan by choice and heritage. History can never rob me of my African identity. Who am I? Crowned Miss New Jersey, Earth, 2018, 2019, by birth and citizenship. Crowned Miss Global Uganda, 2021, by adoption and heritage. My beauty crowns speak volumes. I am a global queen and a global citizen. Don't ask me who I am. Do you love that poem? I swear I love it to the moon and back.
I love it.
Bully my Ashley, we shall bully you poetically.
I remember when the cyberbullying began. I remember when people were asking her if she was Indian, was she Asian, was she from Dubai, was she from third world countries? Who is she? She looks different. What is she mixed with? She can't be Ugandan. She can't be this. She can't be that. And it was just a fluctuation of people consistently and consecutively questioning her identity, questioning if she was black enough, or why is she disrespecting India? Why is she disrespecting other countries? Represent the other countries. Stop saying you're just African. So I remember when you two sat down and this became an issue or a concern, and emerged out of all of that issue and concern, this poem came up to say, don't ask me who I am.
Don't ask me.
So yes.
I'm a global citizen.
Don't ask me who I am. Don't ask me who I am. Don't ask me who I am.
I'm a global citizen.
Yes. I love it.
So now let's have our legs.
Y'all, like a lullaby, a nursery rhyme, you are familiar to me. So sweet to think you were made just for me. Love you to pass me on by until life brought you right on to me. Now I sing. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, I'll never have to wonder where you are. Near or far apart, I'll always carry you in my heart. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, up above might be far. Still, I thank God for bringing you safe straight into my arms and beyond. I like this poem because it's about love and how that makes you feel. And just regardless of where you are, the love be there. So one of my favorite ones.
Yay. Thank you, Alex. I love it.
One of many though.
I did not hear Alex's opinion beyond poems. Speak to me, Alex. I want to feel you.
Yes, can you hear me?
What did you think of tonight? beyond the poetry?
I think it's great for us to be able to come together and speak, and we're over here in the States and you guys are there. I think it's great. I think it's an awesome thing.
Wonderful. We love you, beautiful Alex. So let me tell everybody what is going on next. This is my favorite time of the night. My favorite slot of tonight. My beautiful Americans, can you see this candle? Open there. Open.
Yes, I see your candle.
You see me?
Yeah.
So this is the poetic tales of a beauty queen candlelight dinner with my beautiful candle. Choo, choo, choo. You people, you have no clue how proud I am, how happy I am, how grateful I am that I even see God's hand in what we've done tonight. This little girl, 27 years old, maybe I'm 100, her dreams are flying, but her dreams are blessing. So let Ashley read us the poem she wants tonight. The book is about Ashley. All of you who are listening to us, you can buy from Amazon. There's a book in. You can buy from Amazon. You can buy directly. I would rather you call Ashley and tell her, hello, Ashley, I'm giving you 2 shillings for your book. I would rather you call her directly and buy it. But if you don't know Ashley personally, go to Amazon. This child of mine is the real McCoy. She's my big boy. So my big boy Ashley, take us away. Candlelight.
All right, as we close out, this poem is titled Black Girl. And it goes, the most important thing I'll ever be is my skin. Every kink and every nap in my hair. I caress my womb and I realize who I am. I am a woman, an African American. They say don't be proud. See how wide your hips are? Look at your nose, look at your lips. You can't think you're beautiful compared to them. They're fair skin with silky hair and slenderness. They are who you should aspire to be. So I nip, I tuck, I bleach, I adjust, I tug, I perm, but I'm still not enough. So I drown out the noise, I undo what I was told, and a new life emerges. I am beautiful just because we all are. Different shapes, different colors. We are all beautiful. One nation under God. So what makes society declare what's the standard everywhere? There's magic in my heart. There's art in the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the way that I love. My body is shaped like a figure 8 and my hair grows out towards the sky. My melanin shines like the gold underneath the same sun we all need. She's beautiful too. Her fairness glistens underneath the moon. Her petite features may be opposite of mine, but she's beautiful and so am I. We are all women with superpowers to love and to create. Even if we aren't able to conceive, we are still superhuman to me, simply for the pain we endure. So they say Black girl is magic, and I rep that. But wherever I go, but as I learn and as I grow and as I come to know, we are all women, so we are all magical. And that is the second poem of the book, entitled Black Girl.
How do you do it? That's how they do it in his culture, and we all love it. But listen to me, my American family. We have had a good night, the best candlelight poetry night. But most of all, I hope everybody who listened tonight is empowered. Ashley is just a little girl with beauty, brain, and purpose. That's all. These poems you're reading, she's reading them over the years. When she has an emotional encumbrance or something, she writes a poem and speaks to her guide. They are not just poetic, they're also spiritual. Miss my sister Denise. I wish she was my mother. The best mother in the world. I'm not joking, guys. If I could have Denise as my mother, my life, I have a ticket to heaven. She'll do anything. She'll even rob a bank to make sure Ashley is okay. And Lowe, she loves her 2 children. But I'm very grateful she gave me a chance to know that. Then, the poets that came tonight, Jenkins and Minister Derek. Thank you for loving Ashley.
Yes.
Thank you for loving Dennis.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
You make the world better. Minister Derek and Jenkins, you guys, you don't understand. The world is full of hypocrites and dream snatchers. Nobody wants to push somebody forward. You took your time. You didn't take your time, American style. You took it African style. You know, in Africa, now the internet did, whatever died, the cow died, we have a goat at the gate, and then, you know, we had a lot of excuses before we got, but you guys were present. Now, Ashley's aunties, Che, Alex, and everybody else, thank you for supporting Ashley.
Yes.
Thank you for loving my little Ashley. You are the energy that pushes her on to do more. That's my little girl. It's not easy to have the profile brand. The thing she's standing in is so huge. But you guys have been faithful. So I want to say a big thank you. African style. It's not thank you. It's called thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you.
We live in you. You
we
all
love you. We love you.
No news.
And I want to thank some people as well. I want to thank you for coming aboard and being a part of my team. I want to thank Nunu for being a part of my team. I want to thank my Ugandians who has opened their arms widely to us, who have supported us in every endeavor. Please tune in tomorrow for Period Poverty.
Period Poverty, yes.
I want to thank Jason and Derek for just doing it without any hesitation and reservation. I want to thank my aunts and my cousins and my friends and my family who has tuned in. I especially want to thank Marquita, who has been there for me for 39 years. I want to thank Kim, who I've known in a short span of 5 years interpersonally, who has never turned her back on me. Sue and Rose, thank you guys for your diligence. Thank you, Felicia Jenkins, who is there for Ashley, who is helping and pushing and pulling. My aunt in Chicago. I just want to thank any and everyone who has graced their presence and have made a change. And I want to thank Ashley's father for coming in and helping and doing and being and caring and sharing. I love you all. Stay tuned. Ashley Watson Foundation is going to do a lot of more things. Ashley Watson, Miss Global Uganda, is going to go to Dubai and rock out and bring. She has so many projects lined up with Remy, so many things that we are compassionate about, and so many things that we plan to do. Thank you all. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, people who have given love mentally, emotionally, and for buying the book. Thank you so much for buying the book. Buying the book helps and afford us to do other adventures and other things. Not $1 so far has went into Ashley's pocket for anything recreational. It all has been giving back to the universe, doing back in the universe, doing what she has been called to do. And I just want to tell you guys, thank you, thank you, thank you. And
Okay.
Can I get it? Come on.
Me, Denise, Ashley, and the team.
Can I
We
get that from
invited you
everyone?
in.
You know, Remy?
Is there anybody out there, a guest tonight, and you want to give us feedback because it's your night? We would love to hear from you. Our streamer will get you.
I am blown away by the two poets. I am grateful and thankful that they decided to come on the platform. I'm grateful and thankful for Nunu, who has, from the hour you introduced me to her, has shown up and just simply shown out. I don't know if my American people understand who she is and what she is, but
She's
trust
so
and believe that we align with some good people. We align with some powerhouses. We align with some Ugandan royalties. And I am so grateful that Remy Malay is on the money. I'm so happy you told me that if I could tell you, Remy, I want to paint the stars blue, and you'll find out how that can happen. You will take an idea and a vision. Your vision is unbelievable. The visions that you how you make my visions become alive, how you make Ashley visions come alive amazes me every time you do it. I am so happy and so proud and so grateful and so hopeful that I'm so encouraged. I'm looking forward to what's to come. We have so many more projects. Our job is not done. Our work is just beginning, and the sky is the limit for us. The sky is the limit, Remy.
Anybody
So
out there, you
I'm
want
just
to tell
happy.
us something?
It was a great experience. Anytime you guys need my assistance with anything, please let me know. I won't hesitate to be a part of this great movement. A lot of luck to the whole team. I wish nothing success to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much.
You're
We'll be in
welcome.
touch. Well, I'm pretty sure Remy will want us to connect. I'm sure the visionary has a vision for you. So stay tuned, Jason. We'll be calling you later.
All right. Okay.
Thanks, Jason.
All right.
This has just been a blessed time period, you know, and I just thank God that He placed it in your heart to invite us all to this, and that He placed it on my heart to say, yes, I want to participate. I want to witness and bear witness and support all that Ashley and you are doing. You know, I think you're just wonderful people. And like you said, in short 5 years that we've known each other, it seems almost like an eternity, like a sisterhood has been established, you know, so much so that my sister in Georgia just always asks, how's Denise doing? How's Denise doing? How's that? You know what I mean? So the impact that you leave when you guys encounter people, it's a heartfelt impact. We've all come across what I call strays, you know, people who are here in the good, but that's not who you are. That's not who you or Ashley represent. So it's just an honor to be invited to participate in something that you're doing. And I will always participate and support in any way I can.
I know.
Thank you.
That's Dr. Kim for us, Dr. Spivey. Thank you, Dr. Spivey. Did you know, Remy, that she's an educator? So she knows. Thank you so much, Dr. Spivey. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I want you to hear from Issa with your first to hear from you.
You guys, thank you. The experience has been amazing. To Ashley, yeah, the work is amazing. Just keep writing. And everybody who made it through America, the Ugandan blog team, and a special shout out to Nuno and Remy for making sure this thing drops. Yeah, forever grateful.
Even me, I'm a friend of an international great poet. I have Ashley. I have Jensen. I have Minister Derek. I have Jenkins. Guys, you don't understand. I'm more global than you can ever be. I love you, America. Tomorrow, tune in.
Tune in tomorrow.
Tomorrow we're doing period poverty. Let me elaborate. Girls don't have parts. when they're in a period, so they can't go to school. But Denise and Ashley are working with Sheba Foundation, Sheba Cares, the Beyonce of Uganda, she's Sheba, to make sure girls can go back to school. And the campaign is called Keep a Girl Child in School. So join us tomorrow too. These two jewels, Ashley, Denise, they came for Uganda to turn it around. So vote for Ashley for the crown. There is no better beauty queen in the world than my Ashley Watson. If Miss Global Uganda goes for Miss Global, be active.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. We'll see you soon, Remy. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
I love you.
Bye-bye.